Welcome, welcome, my friend. Hope you're having a fabulous day. Let's have some crafty fun. I'm going to make some art foam roses and a gateway card that you can use like as a mini album to give a gift in, to surprise your loved ones with. So let's flip the screen and let's have some crafty fun together. So this is the card that I'm going to create, and it was inspired by one of our design team members, and I have to apologize, I've misplaced who made it. I mean, it's such an awesome card, and this is my version of her card, so we will add the links below because I want to make sure we give the crafter, the designer, the credit for the inspiration for this. So I've made this gatefold card, and inside I've made some little pockets so we could add photos here or a gift card. So this is a gift card that I was given at Christmas. We've got some tags in this pocket, and we can add some sentiments and some beautiful messages. As I said, we could add some photos in here. So throw me some hearts if you are loving this project that we're going to create, and we will get started. Okay, so let's start making the flowers. Okay, so these are the foam flowers, and I've made them very easily and quickly. All we're going to do is stamp, die cut, and heat the foam. We're not going to do anything else to them. So these are perfect for someone new to crafting, new to flower shaping, wants to try something a little different, and awesome for the advanced crafter as well. So we have the art foam paper, and what we're going to do is I'm going to use the large wild rose. Okay, so the wild rose has a small set and a large set, and today I'm going to look at the wild rose. You might have guessed by now this is one of my favorite flowers. We did the smaller wild roses the other day. Okay, so this is the stamp set and the coordinating dies, and you'll see that there are 2 flowers and a leaf in this one. Okay, hey, I can see everyone's joining me. Good morning, Marla, good to see you. Janet, hi. Janet's one of our amazing design team members. It's so good that you are joining me. Angie, you're in Puerto Rico. That's amazing. Angie, is it nice and warm where you are? It's a sunny day but chilly here in the UK, so it's always interesting to know. Throw in your comments where you're from and what the weather's like. Spring is springing, and I'm hoping none of you have got snow. I know we're forecasted next week, so this week even, so that'd be interesting. Okay, so what we've done is, it's hot, Angie. Oh, I'll send you some of our weather. Okay, so I have stamped in the Paradise Teal, and this is the stamp set. So this is a gorgeous stamp. It's a lovely size, and we've stamped on the art foam in the Paradise Teal. Now I'm going to take the Garden Patina, and I'm just going to colour this with some smooth strokes. I'm using our Dauber, so I'm just going to ink that up, and I'm just going to do some strokes like so on the foam. Okay, now I don't know about you, but blue excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Blue isn't a colour that I reach for immediately when I make flowers. So it's always good to stretch my creativity and go for something that I wouldn't normally make. Bobby, welcome. You're saying it's your first time here. Welcome to our crafting family, my friend. What we're going to do now is take the coordinating die and we're just going to lay this over the image. You can see this bit here gives us the key to where to line it up, because we've got one leaf, one of the petals with that notch in. So it makes it easy to line these up, lay it down there, tape it down, run it through our die cutting machine. And we're going to use 3 of these to make our each flower. So this is what they look like when they come out. Okay, now you'll see that I've coloured 2 on the back. Because we're using art foam, I want to make sure that on these flowers I have colour on the back. Don't always do that. So these are the Sweet Peony art foam flowers that I made, a year, 2 years ago maybe. And you'll see that I left these white on the back because I wanted to have that colour, that extra texture feel into those flowers. But this time we're colouring them on the back. So I'm going to take my ink again and I'm just going to use that stroking motion again to add some colour onto the back. Marley, you're saying you love teal and turquoise. Jay, you're saying your video's black. Friend, I'm not sure why that's happening for you. Maybe come off and come back on again, or try it on another device. Okay, so we have 3 of our flowers. There we go. Sometimes I just can't find my word. And what we're going to do is we're going to heat these. So I'm going to use a heat tool. So it might get a little bit noisy in a minute. And we are just going to see if I can bring this in a bit closer for you. We'll do this gradually. There we go. Okay, because I want you to see what happens. Okay, so I am just going to heat this. It's a bit hard to do it because it's overhead, so you can see that it's just moved, it's just rolled. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do, is do it so it rolls. I don't want to hold it down with anything in particular. There we go. Okay, so we've just got them exactly how they've rolled away. I'm going to zoom back out. Okay, I know this can make people feel a little bit funny, so I'm doing it slowly. Okay, so that is all we're going to do. Okay, now then, we're going to glitter them. So what I've discovered is it's easier to glitter them when they're like this rather than when it's finished. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get my little piece of paper. Now, when I'm making projects like yourself, I'm sure that we make lots of flowers in one go. So imagine I've got lots of flowers to create. I'm going to glitter them all at the same time. So I'm going to take some of the Dries Clear, and I like to use the refill tub for this. And I'm just going to pour some onto my card. And then I'm going to take a Hydra sponge, and I'm going to use the crystal clear powder. Now I've got a big pot of it. Isn't that gorgeous and shiny? Oh my goodness. So I've got a little spoon in here for when I want to pour it over things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my Hydro sponge, and I am just going to get some glue on there, and I'm just going to brush it onto each of the petals like so. Okay, and then I'm going to get my tub and dip it in. That's the quick way of glittering my flowers. So then we'll just leave them to dry. Okay, so we'll do that to all three. However, I am going to take 3 that are already dry. I've got 4 there, they're all sticking together. Okay, so the next step is to add some stamens. So I've used these bead stamens from one of our packs, and the colours coordinate with the flower that I'm going to use. Now I've taken 15 of them and I have twisted the ends. Okay, now because this is art foam paper, all I'm going to do is literally poke it through. Now I'm going to use my heat gun, so I'm just turned it on, so it will take a little while for it to heat up. So I'm just going to poke that through like so. We don't need a pokey tool for this, and then we can just arrange our stamens as we want. Now we can use wet glue, so we can use some wet glue for this process, but I really like to use hot glue for the end because it keeps all the stamens in place when we trim it. So I'm then going to take the next one and poke that through the center, and I'm just going to layer it so that the petals overlap like so. So throw me some hearts if you love to create foam flowers as well. I know that I see a lot of you creating your projects in the Facebook group, and it's so amazing to see. So if you haven't shared any projects yet already, I encourage you to join our crafty family and join our Facebook group and share your projects, so you can see how quickly and easily that just comes together and you have your flower all done. And then what I would do is I would just finish the back off by putting some hot glue around here. Okay, and then when that's dry, we would just trim it off. Okay, Carol, you're saying you love teal too, and you love to make foam flowers. That's awesome. Okay, so we would, for this project, we would make 2 of these. So let's make our card. For the card, we're going to use the gatefold cards. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know if you've heard. We have a savings, so you can save 15% on the gatefold card bundle. Oh my goodness, isn't that a tongue twister? And you get 3 packs, and in each pack there's 16, so there's 18 blanks, so you can make lots of cards, and there's lots of inspiration on the gallery. So make sure that you take a look. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put our card together. Okay, so I've got a card blank, and I've already put these pieces in place. So let me show you what we've used. I've used, that's for the next one, I've used the Teardrop Lattice Gateway, and I've used this outer die to create this here. Okay, so we've just cut that in some papers, and I've used the Delightful Daffodil papers. So that makes it, so there's a little border, and I've cut it for each one. So what we're going to do now is we are just going to glue the one for the front on. Okay, like so. So tell me, have you been crafting this weekend? Have you been making any projects, paper crafting, or any other crafting that you love to do? I know some people love to knit and to do other things like that. Okay, so now we're going to add the decoration, and what we've done is I've cut in the Luxe Gold and the paper one of the Regal Lattice Gateway. Now, the Gateway dies are on savings. We have special savings. You can save 15% on the Gateway die bundles, and there are 2 different bundles. Or if you already have some of the dies, but not all of them, then you can save 10% on each of the individual dies. So that's really awesome. If you don't have these already, then make sure you add them to your cart, and our shipping team, which are awesome, will get these out to you. So I'm going to take the outside die, and this is what I've used to die cut those 2 pieces. And then the inner die I've used to stamp my sentiment on, cut that one out. And then for the inside, I've also cut the papers using this for the inside. Okay, so Retta, you tell me you've been scrapping all weekend. Awesome. Scrapbooking is amazing. Marla, you said that you love the gatefold cards, and you've made several, and you're working on the Sweet Pea collection. Fabulous. The Sweet Peas are absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so what's our next step? What we're going to do is we're going to overlap these. So I'm going to take my Dries Clear glue, and I'm going to use my metal tip. The metal tip is a perfect way of being able to add the glue onto those smaller pieces, the finer die cut sections. Without this, I would be making a real mess. There we go. So I don't need to glue everything. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay that on top and slide it over a little bit. Okay. Now this is Dries Clear, so if you get some on the front, which I've got there, it will dry clear. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find some 3D foam, and we're just going to cut some very thin pieces. So I've got some square pieces here out of my crafty stash, and I'm just going to drop them onto the sides because I want this one raised. I don't need the others raised, but I do want this one raised. Now, you know when you think you've prepared something and you haven't? I actually thought I'd done this. So, but that's okay because we can craft together and just chat. Sue, you're saying you made flowers this weekend. Sue, tell me, what flowers did you make? What were they with it? What were they? Sweet peas, roses? What colours were they? Thea, you say you made 7 cards this weekend. Wow, that sounds like a lot of crafty fun, my friend. Okay, so I'm just going to peel this off. Okay, I don't know about you, but sometimes it's not so easy to peel these off. But I learned a tip that if you push your nail into the foam and just peel the other off, the top off. That's just so cool. I can't think who shared that with me now. I wish I could remember and give them credit. But that's a real good tip. Okay, let's just add some glue. So I like to add some glue. If you've crafted with me before, you'll know this, to my foam pads, because it gives me that little bit of maneuverability rather than just sticking them down. Okay, so we're going to pop that on there like so. And then I've got my sentiment, and what I'm going, this is from the Elegant Gateway Sentiments. So there's 2 in here, and we're using this one. Okay, so you could stamp this in browns, in golds, any colour that you wanted to coordinate with your card, because remember, this is your card and you could create it in any colour you wanted. Okay, so I'm just going to pick that and poke it down. So this is why I like to have that maneuverability. Okay, so before I add the flowers to the front, I am going to go to the inside so that we've got a flat surface to work on. With the flowers, this would pop up. And what we'll do is we will add these to the centre. Okay. So we're going to put one, just like at the front, into the centre. And you could put a photograph in there. That would be absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got it in a good place to be able to close the card. That's a top tip. Okay, and then I'm just going to add this. I was just thinking that side would have made a nice centre, but I've put glue on it now. That's the beauty of double-sided papers. I don't know about you, but sometimes I think, oh, which side do we use? That's why I like to get 2 paper pads. So it's always good to get that extra paper pad so that you have those papers. I don't know if you know this, but right now we've got a 20% savings on all of our paper pads. So if you've got some favourites that you want to get hold of, then make sure you add those to your cart. And all these savings end on the 30th of March. So make sure you take advantage. But not only that, oh my goodness, it's National Craft Month, as you know. And to celebrate National Craft Month, with a $100 purchase, you can get a free stamp set. So much at the moment that you can take advantage of. Okay, so we've got those in. And then all we're going to do is add those pockets. Now, I created pockets out of my decorative dies. So we have another of the Gateway dies. This is the Lattice Flourish Die, and it has all these pieces so that you can make bags with this, and boxes and cards. These dies, these Gateway dies, are so versatile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece, and what I've done is I've die cut it in the white card and the gold card. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue the outside edge like so, and then we'll, oh, and the bottom. This is a pocket. We want to do that bottom, so this is where the fine tip comes in. Okay, so we just pop this on this side like so. Now this is why I'm doing this before I add my flowers, because I wouldn't be able to press down so nicely on there. And then we're going to add the same on the other side like so. Can you imagine your friends and family's faces when they open what they think is a card, but it's so much more? And inside there could be a gift or photos and little messages on the tags, or journaling pieces that you put in the pocket. I mean, you could put anything in these pockets. Okay, so I'm just going to glue one of these gorgeous hyacinths. So these are from the Delightful Daffodil and Hyacinths, and this is the image that I'm using, and we've got the coordinating dies. These are super easy to stamp. I inked up the stamp with green on the bottom and the garden patina at the top, so that they stamped multicoloured. Now we can just shape these with our fingers if we want. I'm just going to glue them down onto my card. Now what I did think was, if we glued up here like so, when I was playing with my finished card, I realised that actually you could create a little pocket here. So you could add something in there. As long as you don't glue it all down, you could add. So you could fill your pockets and still put something in here. Then they'd take it off and see your message. That would be super cool. Okay, so we've got to do the same on here. And again, I'm just going to lightly shape these with my fingers. And I'm going to leave it the same way so that we could use it as a little place to put something in. Okay, so let's go to the front and let's add our flowers. Now then, what we've got is, Lorna, you're saying you love the gateway dies. They are so versatile. Definitely one of my favourites. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my flowers down like so, so that they are together like that. And I'm using hot glue. So I'm just going to put one down. And then I'll put the other one down. And then very quickly get hold of them. Like so. And just hold them while that glue takes. Like so. And then we're going to build from there. The large wild rose has these gorgeous leaves, and the shaping mold that comes with this shapes them very quickly and very easily, so you don't need to do anything with them. Right, then we've got, so I'm going to use my leaves and I'm going to use some more of my hyacinths. So I'm going to pop my hyacinths in at the back like so. Try not to cover that one up. And then I'm just going to pop my leaves in. So just arranging them where we think they would look nice. You can just arrange them to begin with and then come back. So you could lay them out, arrange them, and then come back into them when you are happy you know where they want to go. So I have torn one of the threes apart. This is what I love about these images. They have that snippability, so we can pull them apart and use them for other things. So I'm just going to drop this one in behind here. So we're building up that gorgeous floral display, and then I'm going to pop a leaf behind here, and then this individual one I'm going to pop in right at the back, so it's like they're growing up the side of our card like so. And that, my friend, is a beautiful card created using foam flowers as your focal, which is more than a card. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and I'm excited to see what you create with the gateway dies. Remember to head to our website, www.heartfeltcreations.us. If you haven't got these dies, add them to the cart. Take advantage of the savings. 20% savings on the paper pads. Get your favourites. I know I have. Don't tell my husband. Have lots of crafty fun, my friend, and I will see you again